What's up guys, it's Jay back with another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Power Rangers movie. Now I'm just going to be giving my thoughts on it. If you guys have seen my other movie reviews, it's just going to be just like those. I'm not going to get too in-depth into the movie. I'm not going to give spoilers about the movie. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and what I liked and what I hated about the movie. And I apologize, I have a cough drop in my mouth. My asthma is kicking my butt right now, so I'm coughing a lot. I'm kind of congested as well, so order for me to get through this, making this video, I had to put a cough drop in my mouth so I won't start coughing and stuff like that. So apologize for having that in my mouth. So if it annoys you, my apologies, but I have to have it in my mouth to get through this without coughing. But yeah, just a quick thoughts on this movie. I love this movie. I loved Power Rangers. I went in there hyped, but I didn't want to get my hopes up. You know, like the trailers made me hyped for this movie, but I didn't really have high expectations for this movie because whenever I go into a movie with high expectations, it kind of ruins the experience for me because the movie just doesn't live up to my expectations, you know. So whenever I went to go watch this movie, I tried to do it without high expectations, and it actually was pretty good. I absolutely loved it, and I'm gonna say that the Power Rangers movie might be my favorite movie in 2017 at the end of the year. I'm going to say it this early. It just began. 2017 just began. But this movie might be at least in my top 5 favorite movies at the end of the year. If not number 1, then at least in the top 5, you know. So I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. Really, really well done. There was some things I didn't like. Some things that I wouldn't say hated. I just didn't really like or I didn't really care for. For me, this movie gets a 8 out of 10, and I'm going to tell you why. The characters are so entertaining, and they really make you love each of the characters, whether it's Jason, Kimberly, Billy, or Trini. They just make you, or Zach, you know, they make you love these characters, you know, because of their stories and because of their, you know, how they are, you know, whether or not they're getting bullied or whether or not they have family problems. If you don't like, you know, Jason, then you're probably gonna like Zach. If you don't like Zach, then you're probably, you know, you might not like one story and one certain character, but you're definitely gonna like the other Ranger. You know, basically, you're guaranteed to like one of the Rangers, in my opinion. And they also deal with problems that are happening now with younger kids. You know, younger kids being bullied, or younger kids who don't really fit in because they are, you know, they don't like the other gender, you know. This movie deals with all of the problems that kids deal with nowadays, which that's why I think this is going to pull in new Power Rangers fans of the movies because of this, because they point out the problems that are happening nowadays with teenagers, and I absolutely love that. And I absolutely love that they did what they could with the characters, and they did a very, very well job. They did a very, very good job. Also, the actors in it, the actors are amazing. I love each and every one of the actors. The guy who played Billy probably is my favorite Power Ranger, because whenever he just takes that character and just really, really just not overdoes it, but he just, you know, it's like he was that character in real life, you know. He's my Billy, because of the actor, top 5, my favorite Power Ranger of all time. Sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted and stuff because of my cough drop, but because of the actor, he is my favorite Power Ranger in this movie. Billy, Blue Ranger, my favorite one out of all of them. Now, the story is very simple, in my opinion. No, it's different. It's a different story than the original Power Rangers, and the story was good in my book, because of the characters and because of the characters made the story, in my opinion. If it wasn't for the characters, the story wouldn't be all that great, but I enjoyed it. It was the origins of the Power Rangers, basically, you know. Majority of this movie is story. It is all story. From beginning from the first half and the second half, it's all story. Completely all story. And I really don't mind it because it was entertaining because of the characters, you know. The CGI work in it was great. It wasn't like amazing, like super, super like realistic or nothing, but it was fine in my book. I enjoyed it. You know, there was some parts where they had the suits and they had the Megazord out and or these Zords. You know, there you could tell that it wasn't like really realistic, but I think for this movie, it really didn't need to be too realistic. You know, CGI work, in my opinion, was top notch. Not top notch, but it was pretty good. Now, for the bad, the only bad thing that I could say about this movie was that the Rangers didn't become the Rangers until the third half of the movie. You know, first and second half were all just them not even being in the suits. The second half is them getting into the suits and fighting, and there was a couple of action scenes here and there, but it wasn't like totally awesome action scenes. I think because like I know a lot of people are gonna crap on this movie because it didn't get like really into fighting and action and you know Power Rangers fighting everywhere and Zords flying everywhere. But for me, that kind of made the movie because it made me love the characters a lot more because without them being in suits, I was still entertained from beginning to the end. Before they were even in the suits, I was entertained throughout the whole movie, and I absolutely loved it. Even if they would have never gotten into the suits, to be honest with you, I would have been mad, but at the same time, I still would have loved this movie because of the actors and the characters. The characters made this movie, and they bring the comedy. And one more thing, people, it looked like it would be dark from the trailers, but it's not really that dark. It's not like a super dark, you know, Power Rangers. There was still jokes in there, and there were still, you know, funny moments in there. And I don't think it was dark at all. I wouldn't say it was dark, you know. It was a little dark from like time to time, but really, there was nothing too like dark in there. So yeah, and Rita as the bad guy, I think she was pretty good. It was a different take on Rita Repulsa because you know the Rita Repulsa in the show was wacky and out there. In this one, she was really menacing. Like you would not want to come across her, you know. So I think Rita Repulsa in this one was pretty good. Not the best, but villain wise, I would run away from her in my opinion. So I thought she was pretty good, and I think Elizabeth whatever her name is, I think she did a very great job with it. And she kind of made it her own character. And I appreciate that she made it her own character. And yeah, there was only really one bad thing to say about it was that the Rangers really didn't become the Rangers till the third half of the movie or the last part of the movie, you know. But when they do get in the suits, when they do become Power Rangers, it's awesome from there. The fighting once they get into the suits, it doesn't end until the movie is over, and it was really awesome, and I just enjoyed it. If you are big fans of Power Rangers, I say go see this movie if you are looking for a different type of Power Rangers, you know, because this is a different take on Power Rangers. It's not the characters have different stories or different stories than the original Power Rangers, and it is a little bit darker, but if you're a huge fan of Power Rangers and you have an open mind, definitely go see this movie. But if you are a hardcore Power Rangers fan who are like, this is the original, this didn't happen in this movie, I mean, this never happened in the original show, this and that, don't go see it. You will not like it if you are that hardcore of a Power Rangers fan. But if you are a Power Rangers fan with an open mind, definitely go see it. And if you're not a Power Rangers fan, I say still go see it. I think it's on par with some of the superhero movies out there. Not like, you know, Avengers status or like Iron Man status, but I think it's really good as a superhero movie, you know. I think it can go toe-to-toe with, I wouldn't say the Avengers, but maybe like Doctor Strange and Wonder Woman, basically, you know. I wouldn't say it would go toe-to-toe with like all of Marvel and all of DC, you know. I definitely do think that the Power Rangers movie is better than any of the recent DC movies out there. Even though I enjoyed those movies, I think it was better than any of the DC movies out there right now. So if you are into superheroes and you're kind of questioning whether or not you want to get into Power Rangers, go watch the movie and set up your thoughts from there. So yeah, as a Power Rangers fan, as somebody who loves superhero movies, I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. Me, I love story. I love getting into story, so this movie was for me. If you're trying to find a movie with a lot of action, a lot of darkness to it, this movie's not for you. But take my thoughts, and if you guys liked my thoughts and liked what I liked, or liked the sound of what I liked, then definitely go see it. But there's not really that much bad to say about it, in my opinion. As a Power Rangers fan, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I went in there with an open mind and had a fun time with it. My brother, who grew up with the original Power Rangers, said he liked it too. He gave it a 9 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10. And the reason why I gave it an 8 out of 10 was because they didn't get into the suits too quickly. And yeah. So if you guys have seen the Power Rangers movie, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you are going to go see it, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, this is just me rambling about movies. This is why it's called reviews question mark ... because it's not really a review. I'm just rambling on. I should call it a rambling review. That's a good idea. Rambling review. I might have to retitle my videos, my reviews. But anyway, that's my review on it. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. Let me know your thoughts on Power Rangers the movie, the new one, 2017, down in the comments below. And if you are going to go see it, stay till the very, very end. There is an after credit scene, just to let you guys know. And yeah, that's it, guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace.